Gadaba Honorable Member Shri Paolenlal Haokip, Pakum Pibi Gadaba Honorable Chief Minister.
Honorable Speaker, sir, star question 109.
Honorable Speaker, sir. Question number 109. A, the no. B, the does not arise. C, the yes.
Honorable Speaker, sir, with your kind permission, I'd like to put in two supplementaries. Before I put in my supplementaries, I would like to bring to the notice of the House that the context of my question. If we look back at the state's history, political history for the last few years, there is some avoidable mistrust between the hills and the valleys. And I believe under the leadership of our Honorable Chief Minister, we can address this effectively. And my question number one was whether it is true that a huge area of land in the hills have been subjected to revenue settlement under the MLR and LR Act of 1960, which Act in subsection 2, section 1 of the Act says the Act shall not apply in the hill areas of Manipur. Now, there is a perception and a strong apprehension in the hills. And we need to be able to address this under the leadership of our Honorable Chief Minister, who has good intent for the entire state, including the hills, and who has launched the famous Go to Hills campaign. This apprehension in the hill areas is that MLR and LR Act 1960 is being extended to the hills surreptitiously. Maybe this is an act of ignorance on the part of the bureaucracy. I don't know what else it could be, but patas and jamabandis have been issued in certain parts of the hills. So these patas and jamabandis that are being issued in the hill areas, for instance, Chorchanpu, Kangpokpi, More, under what act or under what law has these patas been issued in parts of the hill areas? That is my supplementary number one. And number two, if that happens to be the case, what will the government, under the leadership of the Honorable Chief Minister, what can be done to correct if there is a miscarriage of law and justice? Thank you.
Honorable Speaker, sir. Honorable Member, Paolenlal questioned whether it is true that a huge area of land in the hills have been subjected to revenue settlement under the MLR and LR Act 1960 in contravention to subsection 2 of section 1 of the Act. If so, be the government has any plan to nullify such illegal settlement in the hills areas. Aina AGC no on a company, BGC does not arise. Akum Kundring Husiki Magi, Honorable Member Ahan Bagi, mistrust amongst the hills of Malotopiro, Aduma, the letter of the mistrust like the community, money, the swamp. But as a whole, tribal people are enjoying and getting their democratic right. I do what to look up the perception the walk to win. Honorable Speaker, sir, perception the top here. I know emotion the perception the Levangadi Yara Constitution. There is a constitution. There is an act. ꯆꯤꯡꯗ MLA ꯆꯠꯅꯔꯤꯁꯤ ꯑꯩ ꯄꯣꯛꯇ꯭ꯔꯤꯉꯩ ꯃꯃꯥꯡꯒꯤ ꯋꯥꯔꯤꯅꯤ 1895 Assamgi Revenue Act Manipur channarab Manipur is not started only in 1970. Manipur has a history of 2000 years old. We all should remember it. Manipur is in 1960 to 70 the Shema Manipur nati. Thousands of years among the Shema Kanmagi system. Now, Honorable Union Home Minister na kaino da ngang bada ekhogi Kalapani da Andamani Koberdang Mount Manipur na madugi pibu kan harido. Mana ngakna. Moji Manipur is moji India ki constitution le jingai da moji constitution le remena hai. Remember it. Remember. Aduna sigi mayam se koi ipai puna tauram pon mayam do koi ngakta bayaroi. Assam ki ojiki sing the MLA rek survey tauram mise. Sushanpur hariba Kangpokpi hariba aduga Mori hariba survey tauram mise. Honorable Speaker sir 1952 Central government hereby extend to the state of Manipur the Assam Land and Revenue Regulation. Maduki matamdagi survey tawrukale. Adagi Kangpokpi aduga daina hujikharapan gibedo. The following 15 revenue villages were surveyed as a part of Imphal West subdivision under Assam Land and Revenue Regulation 1886. Before the enactment of MLR and LR Act 1960, and a survey under MLR LR Act 1960 has also been done as revenue village of Imphal West subdivision. Today the Yaurisi Kangpokpi Revenue Village 112, 114, Kangpokpi Bazar Revenue Village 100, Akpal Kulen, Ramanford 101, Akpal Kunu 105, Tokpa Kul. I detail them honorable member the piece again, honorable speaker Kutanga. See my amse Pazana Hana Kuishi Pai Punakari Dorami. Karichaner me hariba 1896 ki Assam ki revenue act se koina into to ko de adopt ho kibin adu ki ekdu hujichanari hills the karai or me hills the more the hills when the counter de Kangpokpi hills when the counter adu ki tata mayam sida loina le adu na sigi yenga kanda yes new generation ki damakta ekoi kari doksi ki habidudi that is another question but government doesn't violate any existing act of land revenue. As per the constitutional provision, we are extending and we are collecting taxes from the various part of the state. And see how na koi singi jaga khuni mata koi MLA election to kani habi koi te kesu lekti hanagi leiramba adugi potu ka satna bagi wan anu bai koi gi matam sida koi gi birena CM oira kanda koi BJP sarkar la kanda no extend okba anu ko ek sem kari kuma makhala mata gi leitri the existing hana de gi leirambe ektu de koi implement obuni aduna nothing to worry we can discuss we can sit together and we can find out the grievances. Thank you, Honorable Speaker, sir.
Honorable Speaker, sir, I'd like to thank the Honorable Leader of the House for clarifying the perception, the misperception, and maybe wrong apprehension that was in the hills. Thank you.